Hello and welcome to Charlotte's Knitting Cafe. My name is Charlotte and I'm the host on this YouTube channel. I use my channel to talk about knitting. I'm talking about what's on my needles, what's finished since last episode, and yarn sometimes. I just love crafting. If you have been here before, thank you for joining me again today. And if it's your first time, I wish you a very warm welcome. I hope you like what I show. I hope that you can find it a little inspiring. And if you like my content, I really would appreciate it if you would give me a little like or maybe even subscribe to my channel. I invite you to sit back, pour yourself a little something to drink, and maybe reach out and grab your knitwork or crochet or whatever you like doing, and then listen to what I have on my needles, and I will show you what I have been working on. First of all, I would like to show you my potterware. I think it's a Danish expression, actually. We have a lot of Danish podcasters, and some of them call what we are wearing our potterwear. So this is my potterwear today, and this is my cat number 7. It is designed by the Danish designer Pia Trans. You might know her as Traveling Miss Knits. She also has a podcast, a knitting podcast, where she is talking about what's on her needles. The cat number 7 was a part of the knitathon that took place in the beginning of April. I was participating and I made an episode which was a part of that event. The cat number 7 is called cat because it is knitathon event for knitters. You might not know what a knitathon is, but if you're curious, you could go into 50fabulous.dk and you can read all about what a knitathon is. But this tea was made and released up before the knitathon. I'm babbling, I'm sorry. I made mine in a yak silk blend, 50% yak, 50% silk, undyed, the dark one. The pink one is a pure mulberry silk, dyed with cochenille, and the white one also is a yak silk, and I think it's merino blend. The white one and the yak is bought at Knitter's World, a Danish yarn dyer. Yeah, I will get up so you can see how beautiful this one is. The yak silk is a very light yarn, but at the same time it's very drapey and very luxurious. This model is a bit boxy, and it's very good for a warm summer day or a spring day. And it has a very fine detail on the shoulder. I'm very pleased with my version, and I just finished it last weekend, I think. It's washed and blocked, and now I'm using it, and I'm very, very happy with it. So that's the first finished up project since I last spoke, and yeah, also what I'm wearing. I have another finished project I want to show you. I just finished it yesterday and soaked it and blocked it, and now it's ready for me to show to you. And this is my Glow Hair Frost Shawl by Steven West. It's a little bit difficult to show a shawl because it's pretty big, but I hope you can get some of the details anyway. This is made in fingering quality yarn, sock yarn, and Silke Mohair. I have this fine speckled one, is from a Danish yarn dyer called LITLG. The colorway is called Maj, as in the month of May. This pretty light green one is called Oyster, and it's a Merino singles from Live in the Long Grass. And then we have this brown, fine dark brown, is from 50 Fabulous, who is behind Miss Knits, Traveling Miss Knits. Then we have 3 colors of Silke Mohair. They have been knit together. At the top it's together with color 1, and then we have it together with color 2 and together with color 3, and down here we have them separate. So the white one is an undyed Silke Mohair, and then we have this one, the May color, and Oyster is this one called, and also Oyster Merino singles and Silke Mohair, and the Silke Mohair from 50 Fabulous. So I really think this, I think it's so beautiful. I love Stephen West's shawls. I think it's so nice that he has so many different techniques, and I've really learned a lot knitting his patterns. What I also like about Stephen West's pattern is that he is often making very good tutorials, and if you are not used to knit a lot of different techniques, you can learn a lot by participating in his make-alongs. I have been participating in the mystery shawl every fall. He has in October. He normally has this MCAL, and I have made a lot of these different shawls. I love shawls, and now I have another one to my collection. That's nice. So 2 finished projects. I think I will remove, I have a bag here and it's taking some of the light. I can get back to that one later. So the finished projects, and moving on to my WIPs, works in progress. I have started the Nila by Natasha Hornby. I am participating in a class. We have a Danish yarn store, and the owner is hosting a knitting class where you can knit together with other women who are knitting the Nila. And this is how far I've come on mine. You start at the back, cast on, and then you make all these increases, increase, increase, decrease, increase. I'm sorry. You make increases. And then you knit the back. Then you pick up stitches along these diagonal edges, and then you knit the front piece by piece and put them together. And now I am ready to start working in the round. The Nila is made by Natasha Hornby, also known as Moonstuck knits. I am using needle size 3 millimeters, US 2.5, and the yarn I'm using is from Live in the Long Grass, this beautiful blue color. It's this one. has a little bit of speckles in it, but a warm blue, I think. And the name of the blue is called, how do you say that? Is it Uisce? I don't know. I hope I'm saying it right. But the Nila, I will show you a picture if you're not familiar with it. It is this one. It's a very beautiful model, I think. And as you can see, you have the opportunity to work either a short sleeve or a 3/4 sleeve. I think I have another picture for you so you can see. No? Oh yes, it's here. It's a little bit easier to see the two different versions. I have to say that my arm is not as toned as Natasha's, so I'm going with the 3/4 sleeve. Yeah. I think it's a very beautiful model, and I really like a lot of Natasha Hornby's designs. So this one I'm working actively on because of the class I'm participating in. Another project I have on my needles is, I want to tell you a little bit about the yarn first. Last summer I had the opportunity to make a little dyeing with plants at the Fynsk, and this yarn is 50% silk and 50% cotton. It's dyed with indigo plants, and as you can see it's very light because the plant fibers, I needed the right word, it's the plant fibers are not so good at taking colors as woolen fibers are. But I really like this color. I think it's so fine for the summer, bright and very fine. I have been this has been in my stash since I finished. Oh my god, I can't talk today. I'm really sorry. I hope you bear with me. I saved it because I didn't know which project I wanted to make of it. So it was just on the shelf and waiting for the right project. And then suddenly one day I was scrolling through my Instagram, and then I stumbled over a very, very fine new project by Yumiko Alexander, a Japanese knitwear designer. She has made this beautiful one. You can make it either as a tunic or as a blouse. And I like the blouse more. So I decided that my fine cotton silk yarn was going to be this Hourglass. The yarn used in the pattern is from a company called Dando. I have never heard of it before, but it is this one. And it calls for a silk cotton blend with 60. I'll try again. 76% silk and 24% cotton. And I think it's fingering weight. It's 227 yards per 50 grams. That means that my yarn is a little bit thicker because this is 330 meters per 100 grams. Yeah, so this is a little thicker. But I think it's okay because what I get is this. Oh, it's a little crinkled, but I think it will be fine. I am just going to make the second braid. Is it a braid? Sort of braid, yeah. But I really like this the drapiness. This yarn has, it's light, even though it's 50% cotton. I think that maybe the silk, that silk makes it more light and not, and not heavy and stiff. It's very soft. I like this fabric a lot. So, the Hourglass by Yumiko Alexander. That was my work in progress number 2. Yes, and then a friend of mine asked if I wanted to be a part of Make Along, or if we should do the same project. We are 3 of us who meet up regularly, and we are going to make the Brioripple wrap by Stephen West. This one. And as you can see, this one is a stash buster. You can, like this one. A very fine picture here. It's made in a fingering weight yarn. This is fingering weight 2-color brioche. The one of them is fingering weight, sock yarn, or any other fingering weight yarn. And the wrong stitches are mohair. So it's a silk mohair held doubled and then a fingering weight. And I have been collecting some of my scraps, or even some skeins I have only used a little bit of. And I have gathered it all in my box. These are the colors I'm going to use, mostly. I can turn it like this, then we have a little more light colors. Oops, a little more light colors. I decided that my accent color, which is making these stripes between all the brioche panels, will be in a very fine green merino single, and I cannot get the color right on the screen. This one is looking a little navy or something like that, but this is much more bright in real life, much more fluorescent, or much more undescribable. But anyway, it's not this dark. It's very, very difficult to get the right green color. I think it's more like what you see here, and then not. No, it's so difficult to get the right color, but it's a very, very beautiful green. And I started casting on with this yarn, and this one is a Silke Mohair blend 50-50. I made my edge, my I-cord edge, and then I have a fine burgundy or wine red color, and the green one, and then this green. I started with this color and this one, and then this one. The next one I will be making is a little lighter, and then I will put it together with gray and black, one strand of each. I'm not that fond of black, that's why I chose to put this very dark gray together with it to soften it a little bit. So these two will be my next panel. So as you can see, I'm trying to get mine a little more tonal and not so wild as the Stephen West's colors are. Yeah, it's a fun knit, and I really like making a 2-color brioche. This one has no end date. We have no deadline. We are just knitting, and we are sharing our yarns. And then I guess suddenly I have a big, nice, cozy wrap. But I will take my time. I'm not in a hurry. And for the mohair, well, I found all my mohair scraps, and I have a lot. There are so many different colors, so I'm pretty sure that I have more than enough for this wrap. A lot of fine different colors, and we'll see how many of them I will put into my wrap. I don't know yet. I'll take it bit by bit, and then we'll see how it goes. Oops, sorry for the noise. Yeah, that's the Brioripple wrap. The next project I want to show you, actually I have been knitting on for years. I started it, I guess, 2.5 years ago, a little over 2 years ago anyway. And then, well, it has been hibernating, and I didn't want something else came in the way, you know. I have been cyst knitting, and well, suddenly it was summer, and then I wanted to knit something else, and that's how it goes. But now I have been inspired by Jana from Finnish Knitting Stories. Maybe you know her. I'm following her podcast as well, and she has what she calls Finish or Frog-It Friday. And I thought, well, that would be a good way to finish some of all those projects that is just hibernating. So I found this one in one of my project bags, and now I want to finish it. I have made the whole body. This one. It's called Mimosa, and it's from a Danish designer. I need only the sleeves, and I really don't know why I haven't just get over with it. But actually, this pattern should be on the sleeves as well, but I think that will be too much. So I decided that the sleeves will only be striped like this. And I just this morning picked up stitches, and I have started to work on the first sleeve. What's a little bit interesting about this project is that it's, of course, as you can see, 2 colors, but also it has structure, because some of the stitches are purl stitches. So in these patterns, where the designer calls it the Mimosa, and these should be birds, some small birds. They should be a symbol of a bird anyway. If you see it from a distance, maybe it looks a little bit like a bird, but it should be birds, and they are all knit stitches. But these fine, small flowers, they have purl stitches. So it takes pretty long time to make stranded colorwork, and also to switch between knits and purls. And I think that's why I just had it. When I finished the body, I thought, oh no, I need a break. Also because the stripes down here, it's 3 knit stitches with the darker color and then a purl stitch with the lighter color. And it takes pretty long time. So I guess that's why I didn't finish it. But now I found it and I am not putting it away again until the sleeves are done. I cannot finish this in one Friday, but I am using my Fridays because I like Friday frock or finish or frock Friday. I do not remember how she is saying it, but I think it's a pretty good way to be finished with some of the projects that are just hibernating, as I said. Yeah, the yarn I'm using for this one is actually a Danish brand called Mohair by Carnard. This is their tag. And this is pure mohair. One thread, one strand of mohair. No, it's not mohair only. It's actually 65% kit mohair and then 35% merino. But it's one thread unspun. And it is a very thin yarn. It has 350 meters per 50 gram. So I do not remember the colorway for the pink one, but the blue one has color number 1132. It's a very luxurious yarn and a bit expensive as well, but it's definitely worth every single krone, the English coronas. So my Mimosa, I really hope that I can finish it soon. Yeah, that was all my works in progress and my finished projects. As soon as I am done with at least one of these projects, and I guess it will be the Nila because I am participating in this class and I want to knit so that I am following the process, and that's why I'm most actively knitting on my Nila. But when this one is done, I'm going to knit a sweater for one of my sons. He is very knitworthy and he asked if I would make him a new sweater he can use during the summer. A little thin one in a very light color, white. Not pure white, but very light. And we were looking at some projects and then we found this one called Whisper. Whisper is by the Le Garçon, and as you can see it looks a bit stripy, and that's because it has two different qualities. It has one that has a little more shine to it, and then this one, it's pretty difficult to see in this picture, but if you are looking good, it might be possible. Yeah. This one is only a guideline because the yarn he chose for his sweater will be very much thinner, and that will be the whole Holst garn, Coast from Holst garn. Coast is a blend of wool and cotton. I don't remember, is it 50-50? I don't remember. No, 55% lamb's wool and 45% cotton. And this one also has 350 meters on 50 gram. The color here is called Ecru. I think it's undyed, but that's what he wants, so that's what he will get. I really have not yet made a gauge watch, but this is very thin as to what is used in the original pattern. I do not know this yarn. It's Nest by Shibui Knits. Shibui Knits, yeah, and Heaven. Nest and Heaven by Shiburi Knits. It's a fine Highland wool and alpaca, or a merino cashmere wool yarn. These two blends together, or they are changing in the stripes, but it's much thicker than the one, much heavier than the one I have chosen. So I have to do a gauge watch to find out if I am going to use this one double. But we'll see. Anyway, he will get something that looks a little bit like the Whisper. Yeah. So that is going to get on my needles. I hope very soon. We'll see. Okay, I guess that's what I had as far as the knitting content goes, or at least what I'm working on myself. I want to show you something I bought, or maybe I should say something I adopted. Because on Instagram, oh, don't you just love Instagram? There are so much inspiration, and I'm scrolling through regularly, and well, one day I fell over this fine project page or profile from Susan from Australia. Suze Bunnies and Bears is she called. She makes the most adorable little bears, knitted bears, and I had to adopt one. So I reached out for her, and I got lucky and was able to adopt one of her pretty little bears. People who know me will know that pink is my absolute favorite color. And I didn't know that she was going to get a pink dress. And Susan didn't know that I was a pink girl. But sometimes matches are made in heaven, and this beautiful little Ivy May has moved into my house. And another thing I really like about her, she has bunny ears on her little hat. She has this fine little bunny. Don't you just love the details? I think it's so, so, so pretty. It's stunning. I just love her. She moved right into my heart. The hat can come off if you want it to. Yeah, I think she's so adorable. And what was the most funny thing about this? Or I don't know if it was a coincidence or if it was meant to be, but actually when Susan gave up her bears for adoption, they almost always have something with them. A backpack, and also with a little button bear on it. So fine little detail. And she has a little bunny. And what is very funny about this is a little story that I will tell you. Because when I was a baby girl, my favorite thing to keep me comfy when I was going to sleep was a little bunny, a little white bunny. I have had so many small white bunnies, and the reason that I have many is because I was picking them. When I was a baby, I would be picking out the fur. So at the end there would only be the net back. And when I woke up in the morning, my pacifier was filled with all these little fluffiness from the bear. I had them all over. At least that's what my parents told me. But when I got older, I stopped picking them, and I have a pretty collection, or at least I did have a good collection of small bunnies, small white bunnies. And now I have another one and my little bear, my little Ivy May, and I just love them. So Susan, if you by any chance have found your way into my channel, I just want to say that I am so grateful that you let me adopt this little beauty. So thank you very much for that. And I will treasure her and I will love her. I already do. Another funny thing is that she had a little basket with her, and of course I couldn't hesitate to put in some small yarn balls and yarn skeins. So now she has her own little knitting basket. And when I was a child, I had these monchichi or niami, small bears that sucked their finger. Sometimes they had a banana you could put in the mouth. Maybe some of you know them. But I got this little bench for one of mine when I was a kid. And it's perfect for my little Ivy May. So now she has a place to sit. And of course a little bunny can sit next to her. Oops. Well, at least if I'm not tipping it. So they have now their very own bench. Oops. Yeah, call me crazy. I know. I am crazy. I'm a crazy young woman. And I hope I will never grow up. At least what bears and bunnies are concerned. What else? I think that would be it for now. We have Easter coming up, and my husband and I are going on a little getaway to Germany next week. One of my sons is coming home to take care of the dog and the house, and it's just so nice to get out a little bit and to just see something else than just your own four walls. Isn't it so? If you have been watching all the way to now, I thank you very much. I hope that you have been enjoying my little inspirational tour here, and I hope you will have a pleasant Easter. Maybe you have a break. I have a break from work, and that's so nice. But keep on knitting and take care. Bye for now.